Welcome to Echoes from the Past. Today, we journey through the incredible story of the Bible, the Word of God. This is not just any book, it is the book through which God has revealed His will to humanity. Within its pages, we are shown the path of life and the path of death. Perfect, unshaken, and divinely inspired, the Bible stands as God's message to mankind. The Bible is made up of 66 books, bound into one volume. The word Bible comes from the Greek phrase ta biblia, the book wrote, the book of books. Long before it was called the Bible, these writings were simply known as the scriptures. Over a span of 1500 years, at least 36 different authors wrote these inspired books. They lived in different countries, across 3 continents, and came from every walk of life. Some were kings, some shepherds, prophets, fishermen, priests, and even tax collectors. The Old Testament was written mostly in Hebrew, with a few passages in Chaldaic, while the New Testament was written in Greek. The earliest records were carefully preserved. In the 1800s and 1900s, the archaeologists uncovered clay tablets, scrolls, and manuscripts that confirmed biblical history. One of the greatest finds came from the ruins of Nineveh in 1845, once home to one of the world's greatest libraries. Even more astonishing, Greek manuscripts of the New Testament, like the one found in Alexandria in 1628, show remarkable agreement with all other copies. This is powerful evidence of how God has preserved His word through the centuries. The Old Testament was first written on long scrolls of papyrus. Later, it was translated into other languages. One of the most famous translations is the Septuagint, made in 285 BC by 70 Jewish scholars for the Great Library of Alexandria. Even Alexander the Great himself became familiar with the prophecies of Daniel, prophecies that predicted his rise, his fall, and the division of his kingdom. Before the printing press, the Bible was extremely rare and expensive. Copies had to be written out by hand, letter by trained scribes. Only the wealthy or powerful had access to the scriptures. For most people, the truths of the Bible remained hidden, while superstition and error spread across the world. In the 6th century AD, the Islamic armies swept across Palestine, North Africa, and Alexandria. The Great Alexandrian Library, containing countless books, including Bibles, was burned. For 6 months, the scrolls were used as fuel for the city's furnaces. At the same time, in Europe, the growing power of the papacy suppressed access to the Bible, plunging the world into what history calls the Dark Ages. But God raised up brave men to bring back the light of His word. In 1380, John Wycliffe translated the Bible into English, defying those who claimed the Bible should remain in the hands of priests alone. In the 1500s, Martin Luther discovered a chained Bible in a convent. Hungry for truth, he studied it tirelessly and translated it into German. Around the same time, William Tyndale gave his life to translate the scriptures into English. His goal? To make the Bible so accessible that even a simple plowboy could read it. But these reformers paid a heavy price. Tyndale's translations were publicly burned in London. Eventually, he himself was strangled and burned at the stake in 1536. Even the bones of Wycliffe were dug up and burned decades after his death. Yet, despite persecution, the word of God could not be silenced. In 1456, Johann Gutenberg printed the first book ever made on a printing press, the Latin Bible. This breakthrough forever changed the world. The Bible, once rare and hidden, could now be produced in thousands of copies and read by ordinary men and women. From clay tablets to scrolls, from burnings to reformers, from chained manuscripts to printed pages, the Bible has survived every attempt to silence it. It stands today as a living witness of God's truth, preserved by His hand and shining as a light through history's darkest times. This is the story of the Word of God, the Bible. You've been watching Echoes from the Past. If this history inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that together we can continue uncovering the timeless stories that shaped our faith and our world.